Good evening, everybody. How are you this lovely, Tuesday evening? I hope you all had a really great weekend. My name is Joanna Godwin-Seidl, and I am your host this evening for the reading of 1001 Nights. Thank you very much for the like. It's very lovely to see you here. And I also have to give a big thank you to Stop Staring, who sent me this dress today, which is very, very beautiful, and I'm very, very, very grateful as a special gift to me. So I'm really, really pleased. Thank you very much, Stop Staring. And I will post a link to their website afterwards, because actually there's a red dress that I wear for the readings. There's kind of like a brown, black, lacy effect dress. They're both in the same cut of this that I also wear to the reading, and another black dress that I wear to our readings. And they're all Stop Staring dresses. And to say thank you for wearing the dresses to the readings, they gave me this dress as a special gift. So I'm very, very grateful. Thank you very, very much. StopStaring.ie. Beautiful dresses for ladies, I can only say. So, without further ado, I am going to start reading. What I am going to do very quickly, though, as I always do, is invite at least 2 other groups onto the reading so that they know that it's happening again, though I know typically most people do. But I just like to do that anyway because it makes me feel good. And then hopefully, here we go, I just have to change that. And then we can get going straight away. Okay, so here we go. So just bear with me 2 seconds, everybody, okay? And one more little page, one more little group, everybody, and then I will be with you. The music, by the way, is the beautiful music of Kamyab Sadiri, and this is one of my favorite songs of his called Went. And I will also post his music again after tonight's reading. There we go. Okay, so good evening, everybody. Once again, my name is Joanna Godwin-Seidl, and I'm your host. Very welcome. Hi, Tim. Hi, Rita. It's lovely to see you and anybody else who's joined whose names I can't see, and anybody who joins later. I'm very, very pleased to be able to read for you this evening. Thank you very much for the hearts and the likes. I am very, very grateful for any reception I get. If you like, if you heart, if you dislike, whatever it is, I'm really, really very happy to get your feedback. Feel free to make a comment in the comments part underneath the reading. Of course, I won't be able to answer it because I'm going to be concentrating on reading, but I will definitely try and answer it afterwards. Please feel free to share this with your friends if you enjoy it very much. We will also put it up on YouTube, so if you have any family members or whoever, friends who you think will like this, but they don't have a Facebook page, yes, that does exist, then by all means, share our YouTube link, which is youtube.com/Vienna Theatre Project. Yeah, youtube.com/Vienna Theatre Project. Okay, so welcome. And now, without further ado, when it was the 340th night, Scheherazade said, "It has reached me, O auspicious king," that Abu Nowas answered, "I hear and I obey, O commander of the faithful." And forthwith he improvised these couplets. "Long was my night for sleepless misery, weary of body and of thought ne'er free. I rose in my palace, walked a while, then wandered through the halls of Harun, till chanced I on blackness which I found, a white girl hid her hair for napery. Here to her for a moon of brightness sheen, like willow wand and veiled in prudency. I quaffed a cup to her, then drew I near, and kissed the beauty spot on cheek had she. She woke astart, and in her sleep's amaze, swayed as if the swaying branch in rain we see, then rose and said to me, O trusted one, of Allah, O Amin, what may this be? Quoth I, a guest that cometh to thy tents, and craves to mourn thy hospitality. She answered, gladly I, my lord, will grace, and honour such a guest with ear and eye. Cried the Caliph, Allah strike thee dead! It is as if thou hadst been present with us. Then he took him by the hand and carried him to the damsel. And when Abu Nowas saw her clad in a dress and veil of blue, he expressed abundant admiration and improvised these couplets. Sage the pretty one in veil of blue, by Allah, O my life, have ruth on dole, for whom the fair entreats her lover foul, sighs rend his bosom and bespeak his soul. My charms of thee and wit's cheek, I swear, pity, a heart for love lost all control. Bend to him, be his stay gainst stress of love, nor aught except what saith the ribald fool. Now, when he ended his verses, the damsel set wine before the Caliph, and taking the lute, played a lively measure, and sang these couplets. Wilt thou be just to others in thy love and do, and right and put me off, and take new friend in you? Had lovers Kazi unto whom I might complain, of thee he'd pre-adventure grant the due I sue. If thou forbid me pass your door, yet I afar will stand, and viewing you waft my salams to you. The Caliph bade her ply Abu Nowas with wine till he lost his right senses. Thereupon he gave him a cup, a full cup, and he drank a draught of it, and held the cup in his hand till he slept. Then the commander of the faithful bade the girl take the cup from his grasp and hide it. So she took it and set it between her thighs. Moreover, he drew his scimitar, and standing at the head of Abu Nowas, pricked him with the point. Whereupon he awoke, and saw the drawn sword and the Caliph standing over him. At this sight, the fumes of wine fled from his head, and the Caliph said to him, Make me some verse, and tell me therein what is to become of thy cup, or I will cut off thy head. So he improvised these couplets. My tale, indeed, is tale and leaf. 'Twas yonder fawn who played the thief. She stole my cup of wine before. The sips and sups had dealt relief, and hid it in a certain place, my heart's desire and longing grief. I name it not for dread of him who hath of it command in chief. Quoth the Caliph, Allah strike thee dead. How knewest thou that? But we accept what thou sayest. Then he ordered him a dress of honour and 1,000 dinars. and he went away rejoicing. And among the tales, they tell this one of the man who stole the dish of gold wherein the dog ate. Sometime erst, there was a man who had accumulated debts, and his case was straitened upon him, so that he left his people and family and went forth in distraction. And he ceased not wandering on at random till he came after a time to a city tall of walls and firm of foundations. He entered it in a state of despondency and despair, harried by hunger and worn with the weariness of his way. As he passed through one of the main streets, he saw a company of the great going along, so he followed them till they reached a house like to a royal palace. He entered with them and stayed not faring forwards till they came in presence of a person seated at the upper end of a saloon, a man of the most dignified and majestic aspect, surrounded by pages and eunuchs, as he were of the sons of the wazirs. When he saw the visitors, he rose to greet them and received them with honour. But the poor man aforesaid was confounded at his own boldness, when beholding, and Scheherazade perceived the dawn of day and ceased saying her permitted say. Now, when it was the 341st night, Scheherazade said, "It has reached me, O auspicious king, that the poor man aforesaid was confounded at his own boldness, when beholding the goodliness of the palace and the crowd of servants and attendants. So, drawing back in perplexity and fear for his life, sat down apart in a place afar off, where none should see him. Now, it chanced that whilst he was sitting, behold, in came a man with 4 sporting dogs, whereon were various kinds of raw silk and brocade, and wearing round their neck collars of gold with chains of silver, and tied up each dog in a place set privy for him. After which he went out, and presently returned with 4 dishes of gold, full of rich meats, which he set severely before the dogs, 1 for each. Then he went away and left them, whilst the poor man began to eye the food for stress of hunger, and longed to go up to one of the dogs and eat with him. But fear of them withheld him. Presently one of the dogs looked at him, and Allah Almighty inspired the dog with a knowledge of his case. So he drew back from the platter and signed to the man, who came and ate till he was filled. Then he would have withdrawn, but the dog again signed to him to take for himself the dish and what food was left in it, and pushed it towards him with his forepaw. So the man took the dish and, leaving the house, went his way, and none followed him. Then he journeyed to another city, where he sold the dish, and buying with a price a stock in trade, returned to his own town. There he sold his goods and paid his debts, and he throve and became affluent and rose to perfect prosperity. He abode in his own land, but after some years had passed, he said to himself, "Needs must I repair to the city of the owner of the dish, and carry him a fit and handsome present, and pay him the money value of that which his dog bestowed upon me." So he took the price of the dish and a suitable gift and set out. Journeyed day and night till he came to that city. He entered it and sought the place where the man lived. But he found there naught save ruins mouldering in row and croak of crow, and the house and home desolate, and all conditions in changed state. At this his heart and soul were troubled, and he repeated the saying of him who saith, "Void are the private rooms of treasury, as void were hearts of fear and piety. Changed is the wadi, nor are its gazelles, those fawns, nor sandhills, those I want to see, and that of another. In sleep came Suada's shade and awakened me, near dawn, when comrades all sleeping lay. But waking found I that the shade was fled, and saw empty and shrine far away. Now, when the man saw these mouldering ruins and witnessed what the hand of time had manifestly done with the place, leaving but traces of the substantial things that erewhiles had been, a little reflection made it needless for him to inquire of the case, so he turned away. Presently, seeing a wretched man in a plight which made him shudder and feel goose-skin, and which would have moved the very rock to ruth, he said to him, "Ho, thou, what have time and fortune done with the lord of this place? Where are his lovely faces, his shining full moons and splendid stars? And what is the cause of the ruin that has come upon his abode, so that nothing save the walls thereof remain?" Quoth the other, "He is the miserable thou seest mourning, that which hath left him naked. But knowest thou not the words of the apostle, whom Allah bless and keep, wherein is a lesson to him who will learn by it, and a warning to whoso will be warned thereby and guided in the right way? Verily, it is the way of Allah Almighty to raise up nothing of this world except he cast it down again." If those question of the cause of this accident, indeed is no wonder, considering the chances and the changes of fortune. I was the lord of this place, and I builded it, and founded it, and owned it, and I was the proud possessor of its full moons, lucent, and its circumstance resplendent, and its damsels radiant, and its garniture magnificent. But time turned and did away from me wealth and servants, and took from me what it had lent, not given, and brought upon me calamities which are held in store hidden. But there must needs be some reason for this thy question, so tell it me, and leave wondering. Thereupon the man who had waxed wealthy, being sore concerned, told him the whole story, and added, "I brought thee a present, such as souls desire, and the price of thy dish of gold which I took, for it was the cause of my affluence after poverty, and of the replenishment of my dwelling place after desolation, and of the dispersion of my trouble and straitness. But the man shook his head, and weeping and groaning and complaining of his lot, answered, O thou, methinks thou art mad, for this is not the way of a man of sense. How should a dog of mine make generous gift to thee of a dish of gold, and I meanly take the price of what a dog gave? This was indeed a strange thing. Were I in extremest unease and misery, by Allah, I would not accept of thee aught, no, not the worth of a nail paring. So return whence thou camest in health and safety. Whereupon the merchant kissed his feet, and taking leave of him, returned whence he came, praising him and reciting this couplet. Men and dogs together are all gone by, so peace be with all of them, dogs and men. And Allah is all knowing. And again, men tell the tale of the sharper of Alexandria and the chief of police. There was once in the coast fortress of Alexandria a chief of police, Hussam al-Dun hight, the sharp scimitar of the faith. Now, one night, as he sat in his seat of office, behold, there came to him a trooper wight who said, Know, O my lord, the chief, that I entered your city this night and alighted at such a khan and slept there till a third part of the night was past, when I awoke and found my saddlebag sliced open and a purse of 1,000 gold pieces stolen from them. No sooner had he done speaking than the chief summoned his chief officials and bade them lay hands on all in the khan and clap them in limbo till the morning. And on the morrow he caused bring the rods and whips used in punishment, and sending for the prisoners, was about to flog them till they confessed in the presence of the owner of the stolen money, when, lo, a man broke through the crowd till he came up to the chief of police, and Shahrazad perceived the dawn of day and ceased saying her permitted say. So, dear friends, thank you very, very much for listening in tonight. I'm going to finish this evening. Saman will be with you tomorrow. Excited to find out what happens in the rest of the story. I wonder who this man is. Is he the Khan who stole the money, or is there something else afoot here? I wish you all. Thank you very much for the likes and hearts. Hi, Saman. It's very lovely to see you this evening, and it was very lovely to see you this afternoon. I wish you all a very, very pleasant day. If your day is just starting, a pleasant evening or a very pleasant good night with sweetest and most beautifulest dreams. Many blessings from me. I will see you again on Thursday. Do make sure you take Do make sure you take care of yourself and look after yourself in the best possible manner, and give yourself and your loved ones a very big, warm, huge hug. Good night from me. Take care. Bye-bye. Goodbye, everybody.